Sure.
What's up, TeamTakeover.tv and YouTube and Facebook and IronForgesIron.com. Wayne Shada here with Chuck Foss, aka JMMA all day. What's up, bro?
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Wayne Shada had me back again. Ready to talk about UFC Rio or 134, I think it is.
Yes, it is. Well, before I begin, man, two things. Number one, I actually recorded a vlog previously. It was with Sambo Kid, Sambo Joe, and the audio came out messed up. The visual, just the whole screen came out messed up, and I couldn't just put it out there. It was just unbearable to watch, and I figured I tried to get him on tonight, and unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get him. Who knows? It's whether it's the earthquake or what happened, but
something,
man. So either way, we're not gonna. I'm not gonna have him on. I'm gonna try to get him for the recap. That way, because I feel bad that I had to do this without him. So, and another thing, big shout out to my biggest fan, RJ Brewer, aka John Walters, professional wrestler that wrestles at a Lucha Libre USA. I hope he enjoys this. Big thing, yeah, man, big thing coming out. I'm gonna be starting to do a lot of stuff for pro wrestling for you guys. I'm working on it. I'll let you guys know and it's going to be exclusive stuff, a lot of things that people on other websites won't be able to do, to get, or interviews and stuff like that. So either way, UFC 134 Rio started off Louis Kane versus Stanislav Nedkov. Louis Kane, UFC veteran, he had a little bit of a rough patch. He's when he fought Little Nog. And we got Stanislav Nedkov. Don't know much about him. It's his UFC debut. He's a submission wrestler. I'm going with Kane mainly because I think that the UFC jitters might get to Nedkov. And Kane just has a lethal striking game. So, and there's not much science to it. I think a little bit more than I do about Nedkov. If you want to explain, talk to everybody.
I've seen Nedkov only 2 times in Sengoku, I believe it was, and didn't really pay much mind to him. I know he got a decision over Kevin Randleman. Mm-hmm. He's beaten Travis Wolf before. If I believe he's coming on a 3-fight win streak, but yet again, it's just one of those guys that you don't know much about. But with Louis Kane, he's coming off the 1 win over Elliot Marshall, and then the 2 TKO losses to, you said, Lil Nog, and I think it was Cyril Diabate. I can't remember though, but I'm picking the guy that nobody knows much about. I'm picking Nedkov, submission. I don't know which one, but I'll pick submission.
Yeah, it's no big science to this. Second fight, Edson Barbosa versus Ross Pearson. Barbosa, last time he fought, fight of the night at UFC 128. I was there against Ross Pearson, who's the Ultimate Fighter 9 winner. Pearson has a notable win against Dennis Seaver. More of I think he's a karate guy, taekwondo guy, and judo.
Yeah.
If this stands up, though, I have full faith that Barbosa is going to knock him out. I think this fight's going to be fight of the night. Barbosa's lethal with the kicks. If it goes down to the ground, I think Pearson has more of a chance, but you know that Barbosa is going to be working on his takedown defense. So I'm going with Barbosa. It should be a really entertaining fight. What do you think, buddy?
I think on this one, I'll have to go with Barbosa, coming in 8-0, coming in on a win over Njokuani. We're going to keep it real with you. I've never been a big Ross Pearson fan. Maybe I'm a little biased, but I just don't think he has the ground game to beat many people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And his hands aren't the best. I think Barbosa is going to TKO him first or second round. And that's that.
Yeah. And now we go to the meat and potatoes of the show. Last 3 fights. We're going to start off with Antonio Rodrigo Minotauro Nogueira versus Brendan Schaub. I'll let you start off. What do you think, man?
I think first off, I think it's bullshit that they keep handing Brendan fucking Schaub or Schnob, all these like seemingly washed up legends. You know what I mean? They handed Mirko, now they're giving him Big Nog. I don't know, man. I think he's a good fighter, but all I really remember him for is getting fucking clobbered by Roy Nelson. You know what I mean? But he's a good fighter. I think there's a good chance he'll beat Big Nog, but I pray he doesn't. And I pick Big Nog late third round submission victory. But I think Brendan Schaub will look good in this fight. What do you think about it?
It hurts me to say this, but I think Big Nog's going to lose. I think, those fights that he had in Pride were just brutal fights.
Battles.
Yeah, and it seems as if that whole era of fighters, for the exception maybe Rampage and Shogun, then these guys aren't really, they don't have much left, and I like you said, it is really bullshit that Schaub gets fed guys who are kind of like twilight of their career. Nogueira's out 18 months. He hasn't fought. It's a rough injury. I know he's not an old guy, but when you consider the fact that how long he's been fighting, he's a veteran, to say the least.
I just want to say real quick, there's a difference between somebody whose career goes into the late 40s, like Randy Couture, who didn't start competing in MMA till his late 20s, and a guy like Nogueira. With in terms of their body holding up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Nogueira's been in so many fucking wars, and I don't know, I don't want to say it's almost time over for him, but I just pray he gets on the winning track. Sorry for cutting me off.
No, you didn't cut me off. It's a good thing that you pointed that out. But I think, unfortunately, out of the main card, if I had to put a bet on, I'd put my bet on Schaub. But I hope I'm wrong. Nogueira.
I hope you are too, man.
Yeah, man. Nogueira is one of those guys that could surprise you. So, and
I think coming off the Kane loss, I might be like kind of mind fucking myself and thinking he's not as good as he was. But he just fought Kane. You know what I mean?
No, definitely.
So let's see how he looks against Schaub coming off such a long layoff, and then maybe the light will be shown a little bit more as to where he's at in his career. But even then, I'm not going to be the type of guy to call for a retirement because I fucking hate that. Hate that.
Yeah, I think when it comes to, you don't know what a guy's going through financially or whatever, what he's got left. So to say, you should retire, I don't know if you
don't know the fire in somebody.
No, and it's so easy for us as a fan. It's just so easy as a fan to sit back and be like, we don't know what these guys are going through. To just say, hey, you should retire. That's it's just not it's not appropriate. It's just not appropriate.
Pretty naive.
Yeah. So next fight, Mauricio Shogun Hua versus Forrest Griffin. In my opinion, this fight that I'm mostly excited about. Little thing that I knew about, I've known about this fight for a long time prior to even being announced. I met Shogun a while ago, and I know that through my connects and we, from talking to people, I know that the minute that Shogun lost that fight against John Jones, Dana went up and Dana went and spoke to him, and the first thing that Shogun said was, if I'm not going to get a rematch against the champ, John Jones, then I want to avenge my loss to Forrest. Shogun looks good physically. I don't know if conditioning is going to be an issue. There is one thing that scares me about this fight, and I'll tell you what it is. Shogun, I know he's not coming off a knee injury or anything like that. There was a rumor from, I guess I would have to say, I would have to say that Bloodstain was one of the first people to actually talk about it. That Shogun's knee is pretty much not going to be the same, or he's fighting with an injury. It scares me because, as we know, that against the fight with Forrest and Rampage, that Forrest goes for those leg kicks. And that's what scares me in this fight. But we know that Shogun, the magic of Shogun, he can come back when he's on. He's on. He is one of my favorite fighters of all time. I think that conditioning is not going to be an issue. But Forrest did improve since that last fight. So this is going to be a very close fight because Forrest is no pushover. He's a big guy for 205. But I'm going to go with Shogun with submission in the third round. What do you think?
That's funny you say that because I am actually picking Shogun also by submission. I'm going to pick him late second round. I'm thinking it's going to be the same game plan from Forrest Griffin as the first fight. A lot of leg kicks. He's going to try and take him down. Forrest coming off the 2 wins, the Franklin and the Ortiz win. Shogun coming off that John Bones Jones loss, and then the Machida win before that. Like you said, when Shogun's on, he is on. But when he's off, he has a bad night, he has a really bad night. And that's, for me, the toughest thing because you never know. You almost never know what Shogun you're going to get. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I pray to God that he doesn't drop 2 against Forrest Griffin. I hope he comes back. He looks good in this fight, proclaims his dominance against Forrest Griffin, lets everybody know he's back, and on to the winner of John Bones Jones Rampage, I would hope. But I'm picking Shogun, late second round submission, and that's it.
You know what's interesting about it? I don't know if a lot of people know this. With the last fight that Shogun had, that the opening knee in the UFC 128 did him in.
Oh, just took his cardio, yeah.
Yeah, he did. Oh, I don't know if a lot of people know that. I actually got to hang out with the John Jones camp this week, and I mentioned it on Twitter. I got to speak to them for a little while. I got to see the movie The Warrior. Excellent movie, especially if you're a fight fan. The movie is not primarily about MMA. It is about family. There's a story. What was great about the movie, aside, there was the fact that they were able. There's 2 main characters in it, and they were able to make it compelling for both guys. But that's for another vlog or write up. But nonetheless, yeah, the opening knee from in UFC 128 did him in. That first blow, and it took the wind out of him.
It just got him. Yeah, when he was up against the cage, just puss.
Yeah, it did him in.
Fucking brutal knee, dude.
It did him in. And this is like public knowledge now. But yeah, so he said he was physically good. And I took a picture with the guy afterwards. I saw him like 2 days afterwards. I saw Shogun. It hurt me to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his eyes were busted up a little bit. They were bruised, but physically, as far as injuries are concerned, he could have fought. Yeah, he could have fought like a month ago, later once his eyes cleared up. But he's taken he was in good shape. But when you consider the fact that the length of and the reach of John Jones did him in. So as far as if Shogun's lost a step or so. I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. When you got a guy who has a very large reach, you got to think about that. You have to charge forward. You got to exert yourself a little extra to close the distance, like you said. So, nonetheless, let's hope that the rumors are false or they're fake. But I
pray to God.
Yeah, man, I can't take another loss. I can't take it. The first one, and now this. It'd be rough.
He's one of those guys that hurts to watch lose, like watching Gomi, you know what I'm saying? Watching fucking... It's just one of those heroes that when they lose, you stay off the social mediums, you unfollow people who talk shit about them. Yeah. I'm sorry for everybody that probably unfollowed you, but fuck you.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, I took that loss was bad. I took that loss bad. I don't know if my heart could take it again. Last main event for the night, Anderson Silva versus Yushin Okami. I'll let you start off. This is, to me, a very clear-cut analysis. So if you want to go ahead.
I'm thinking, me personally, I think it could either go 2 ways. I think Anderson Silva can come out and be the Anderson Silva that we usually see and just fucking destroy Yushin Okami with his stand-up. But then again, Yushin Okami's got some good fucking wrestling. You know what I mean?
Very
trains
good.
with Chael Sonnen primarily. Trains his wrestling with Chael Sonnen. Him and Chael Sonnen had to have just sat there for hours and hours and days talking about how to beat Anderson Silva. So I really think it's either A, and I'm not going to give you a clear-cut answer on this. I'll tell you what I hope for. I hope Yushin Okami comes out and just Chael Sonnens him for 5 rounds, and we get the first Japanese UFC champion. That's what I'm hoping for. But I think it's either that or Anderson Silva is going to get the TKO in a devastating way. And, yeah, what do you think about it?
Well, before I continue, I'm going to say Sakuraba won the title.
That's true.
Because you know people are going to call you out.
I feel like a dick. I feel like a noob now. IQ wrestler is going to beat my ass and make fun of me for fucking days.
That's awesome. But yeah, man. So, I mean, and I think, isn't Okami Korean? Or am I wrong?
No, he's Japanese.
Okay, so I'm off on that.
I think he's 100% Japanese.
Okay.
Akiyama's like half Korean, half Japanese, but Yushin's 100, I think.
Right. As far as the fight goes, part one I think is going to happen. I think Anderson's going to knock him out. I think the crowd's going to be behind him, and he's going to try to show off and really just make a scene of it. Number one, because I think he wants to prove, because out there, from what I read, in Brazil, Vitor is like the bigger deal than Anderson. A lot of people care about more for Vitor. I think he wants to make a statement and wants to bring out his popularity. What better way than to tool somebody out in the octagon? And he has the tools to do it, especially on the feet. Number two, it is in Brazil. I don't think he's going to half-ass this fight. I think he's going to...
No. He can't do to the Brazilian fans what they did to the fans in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, definitely. I saw a lot of people mentioning that, what kind of Anderson Silva we're going to see. I'm fully confident that we're going to see the Anderson Silva that then finishes fights. Another thing that I think another big thing for him, I think it's a little personal, because who's in his corner? Chael. So I think that Anderson is going to try to knock out his boy.
Get in Chael's mind, too, a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's going to knock out his boy. What is working for Okami, he's got excellent wrestling.
Excellent.
His stand-up is at best. Yeah. So his stand-up isn't that great. What I will say is that he has better jiu-jitsu defense than Chael, for sure.
Definitely.
So as far as getting caught in a submission, it's less likely. Not that it's not going to happen.
He's not going to get caught. He's not. I don't think Yushin Okami is susceptible to submissions, like you said, as much as Chael Sonnen. Because unlike Chael Sonnen, I don't think Okami is really afraid to wrap his legs around another dude and start working subs. You know what I mean? Or going in the jiu-jitsu gym on a regular basis and working his ground game, unlike Chael.
But, with that being said, I think if it does go to later rounds, we're looking it's still looking good for Okami. If it lasts past the first or second round, I'd be really shocked. If I see Okami in the 5th round laying and praying, it's easier said than done because guys get fatigued just like Chael did. So if there's anything that is a little bit scary about the fight is the fact that Okami could gas out, and it does leave him open for submissions. But nonetheless, I think Anderson's going to win convincingly, knockout fashion, and make Uncle Data happy because he's going to have his pound-for-pound guy winning. So
and then they're talking about Henderson versus Anderson Silva on Fox or some shit. Rumors are going around. So I think it's a little bit disrespectful if they are already planning that, maybe overlooking Okami a little bit. But fuck it, who cares? You know what I mean? I'm picking Okami. I'm done. I'm picking Okami on this one. lay and pray 5 rounds or Japan.
Yeah, and I'm all and if he wins that way, I'll forgive him. You know, normally people are like, oh, I don't want to see that.
He's the only Japanese lay and prayer that I know personally.
Yeah, so I mean,
and it's not like he's just staying in a position. He's always progressing position. He's always fighting. You know what I mean? He's not boring lay and pray. But he's not John Fitch, let's say.
Yeah. So I hope that's what we see. It's not like Okami hasn't been looked over in the past in the UFC. I mean, he's due for this fight, for a championship fight for a while.
Definitely. I think they were really fighting themselves to give it to him too.
Yeah. So, because and I understand kind of why, because Okami's not the most exciting fighter in the world. So in the end,
but he put in the work. Give him, give him the title shot.
It's the same reason why I think Jamila never got his title fight too. But nonetheless, that's it. UFC 134 Rio. I had a great time doing this with you, as always. We're going to do this again, I'm sure, in the future. You want to plug anything before we go?
IronForgesIron.com, TeamTakeover.tv, Wayne Shada, Zombie Prophet, everybody at Iron Forges Iron, everybody at TeamTakeover.tv, everybody at the forums, Team Takeover, all the homies, IQ Wrestler, and that's all I can really think about right now.
Yeah, and I'm making a public cry out to everybody else that are in the forum and other people that are part of Team Takeover to please
on this motherfucker.
Yeah, please get on here. Yeah. Get on the website. Write something, man. There's a lot of talent out there.
Contribute. There's a
lot of talent in Team Takeover.
The forums have more talent than most MMA writers out there.
Yeah, and
they'll fucking talk.
And the thing is, there's so much opinions and there's so much entertaining stuff that I think that our website could be insane, but people are getting lazy and half-assing things. So I'm hoping that everybody out there just contribute if you can, man. I mean, take a day out if you can, write for an hour, or do a vlog like myself, or even get on here. So nonetheless,
make a highlight video, fucking do anything to contribute.
Anything. And
go Twitter spam the links for teamtakeover.tv. Retweet, do whatever you can. Do your part, but just do something.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna see if, and I'm aware that I'm going on 22 minutes here for this vlog alone. But when it's different when you got one person talking, where it's 15 minutes, and then when you have two people, you gotta hear both. This is analysis. But I will say this: if I can, I'm gonna try to see if I can work into getting these vlogs, just the audio part, on iTunes for podcast, just for you guys. I don't know if that's possible. I'm sure it is, but I'm gonna check into doing that. That way, for people that don't really care to even watch it for that long, because it's pretty long to stay by the computer. At least they could take with them on their iPhone or in their MP3 players.
Listen to it while you do some road work or something.
Yeah, definitely. Either way, thank you guys for watching. We're gonna end this now.
Oh, one more thing. Shout out to Johan. Your last vlog, good vlog, and I want to see Yusuf on more vlogs.
Yeah, definitely. And, I have an open door policy on this vlog. Anybody that, whether you disagree with me, agree with me, you just want to go on and talk and you have an opinion, come up on me because, no
enemies.
Definitely not. I think I'm more of a Zuffa zombie than a lot of people in the forum, but that's just me. As long as you have a good opinion and it makes sense, even if it doesn't make sense, I could tell you on the fucking.
We'll just fucking beg on you the whole time.
Right, exactly. But nonetheless, I won't. I promise I won't kill you too much. Again, thank you guys for watching. IronForgesIron.com and TeamTakeover.tv. Shout out to Bloodstained Lane and everybody out there. And peace out.
Peace out.